Hey guys, Joe from J&M Concrete here. This week we are doing a partial driveway tear out 19 feet by 26. Customer was having puddling in a far corner close to their garage. So stick around for the tear out, the prep, the framing, the laying the rebar, and then finally the pour. Hopefully you guys like what you see. Leave us a like, subscribe, give us a call if you have any questions about this project. See you then, guys. So this week's job, the tear out was pretty straightforward. There wasn't any wire, rebar. There was a couple of stucco pop outs on the outside of these garage doors that I had to break around. Apart from that, it was pretty straightforward. I mean, get big enough pieces to load up with the 85 into the 550 and the trailer, and it came out pretty quick. I mean, we didn't have any troubles with tearing this out. So the original reason we were brought here is on that far corner, the inside corner between both the garage doors, water was pooling. That whole corner sunk about 3 inches from the moment that this place was built till now. And what we had to do was do a swell from that corner to the caddy corner down here to the right to make sure water would be caught there and then drawn away. It made for an odd swell in middle of a driveway, but that's what needed to get done to draw the water away. You know, instead of having to tear down the garage, rebuild it, and everything. And after digging in here, getting this concrete out of the way, which wasn't too hard, we had to take off about a foot worth of soil because water had been pooling in there for months, years. So we just went down till we hit hard subgrade. And once we got that all out, scraped off some off the surface just because we wanted to make sure to get a few inches of road base in here. We got in there, dug it out, replaced it with some class 6, and then compacted it pretty well. We had to compact first the cohesive soil that was here with the jumping jack, and then come in with the plate compactor. And then apart from that, we had to re-excavate this whole area because it was originally flattened out and prepped for the flat driveway. But since we were adding a swell, we had to take a few inches off the very middle from corner inside to caddy corner over there to make sure we could pour the 4 inches of concrete with that swell in there. Once the concrete was gone, we got out our laser, um, checked that from this corner to that far caddy corner, we would have enough slope. Once that was said and done, we made sure to start digging in that swell area. You can see me here starting to get that done. We started laying our 2x4s. Wasn't all that many, just two of them. So this was one of our quick framing jobs of most that we do. Once we had that set, we made sure that everything was graded right. We ended up hitting it with the jumping jack, and we went from there. Once I had my soil pretty roughed in, I ran that jumping jack through because all this you see here was a cohesive soil. Went through it about I think 3 times. Made sure that it was really, really packed down. You can see in the video from when I start to when I'm finished, everything goes down about an inch, inch and a half. Went through, and then I went through right down the middle where the swell was going to be, just to double make sure that everything was nice and tight before I brought that road base in. Once the road base was brought in, we went to check again, make sure our grade was right. It was a little off, so I had to scrape some right off the swell area there. Ended up taking about 2 or 3 buckets to make sure we were just right in terms of thickness. You don't want to pour your concrete too thin now. After getting it where I wanted it, gave everything a nice watering down. Usually you don't want to overwater, just get it nice and wet and then let it sit for a little while, let it saturate in. After that, just run your plate compactor. Normally at a minimum you should make about 3 to 4 passes, usually is what I do, sometimes even more. Make sure it's right where I want it. After making about 4 passes, 5, I double checked everything, make sure we didn't have to take anything else out. Everything was nice and hard. We came in the next day early in the morning, started laying our rebar. These days have been pretty warm. We've been working with that number 3 fiberglass rebar. We've been enjoying it. And then working with my wife, she helps me lay it out, has made this really easy. All we have to use is welder's gloves when we handle it and a mask when we're cutting it, because it is fiberglass at the end of the day. That tiger tire makes it a real easy job to end up tying all these bars together. Plus, my wife just knows what she's doing, which makes it really fast. Alright guys, everything is prepped. Rebar is laid. We're framed out. Not much framing to do anyways. Chairs are in. We are good to pour. So can't wait for that pour tomorrow. There it is guys. Take a look.
see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day.
It was crazy. The morning that we started pouring, it was kind of sprinkling and then it stopped, but we got worried there for a minute. We had our plastic sheeting out, but all in all, it cleared up and then we went at it, guys. I cannot emphasize whether you're pouring with wheelbarrows, power buggies, pumps, or anything. When you have stucco around and things that are painted, it's always good to lay your plastic out. It's only a couple bucks. It saves you a big headache when you're cleaning up the following day. You can see here, we started checking that swell, double checking, triple checking, making sure the water was flowing. You didn't want to come in here to fix the swell, which was keeping water in that corner and then be done and have that problem all over again. So we made sure to draw everything from the sides into that swell and then from that swell to the corner, which really took care of everything really well. Once it was all said and done, it looked really nice. We ended up watering everything to make sure that it was flowing right, and it was. We had a great crew of guys. We poured at 6:30 in the morning, so it ended up giving us plenty of time. It rained that evening though at around 3 or 4. The concrete was hard enough to cut and walk on if we would have wanted to, so we weren't too concerned. But all in all, the pour went well. It gave us plenty of time. I had to go along that left garage door and just double check that the transition between the garage and there was perfectly flat going towards the swell, because there wasn't much room to work with there, and we didn't want water to get caught in between the driveway and the garage door. Even though where the bull float is, the concrete is sloping into the house, same as the other corner perpendicular to it. So getting that water out was kind of fun, but once it was done, we were very happy with it. The customer was too. It rained that night after the job was done, and not a single drop of water got inside the garage, as opposed to 2 or 3 inches of standing water when prior to us showing up. But you can see me checking everything, making sure it was flowing right.
Estas sí salen muy buenas, no sé por qué le pegué tanto a eso. Y a mí también, era cuando andábamos juntos agarrando cosas. Usted también. Cuando se me tronó el motor, ¿se acuerda?
You can see me here again to the left, just making sure everything is perfect. I tend to be really paranoid. Even though I trust my guys, it's always good to double check. I even had to take a little bit off there, you can see. Dad came in, broomed everything, looked well, customer was happy, and that was another job well done. Hope you guys liked the video.
Hey guys, pour went well. We poured at 6:30 in the morning. Poured 5-inch slump, 4,000 fiber mesh, number 3 rebar, 2 feet off center. Came out really nice. We really had to make sure that the swell was right where we wanted it. You can see we wanted it from that corner off to this way, but we got it done. There it is, guys. Thanks for taking a look. Leave us a like, subscribe, call us if you have any questions. We're here to help. Have a great day, guys.